Okay, two quick reminders before we get to this week's update.
Our next Meet the Money Manager quarterly conference call is next week, Tuesday, April 24th at 11 a.m. This is an opportunity for you to call in, listen to what an active tactical bond manager has to say about the markets been doing, and provide an outlook.
Also, Social Security continues to play a critical role in a retirement strategy. Is yours taking full advantage of what Social Security has to offer? Come join us for our first Tuesday of the month Retirement Income Luncheon. On May 1st, you're welcome to join us right here in Eden Prairie for this month's topic, 7 Keys to Optimizing Your Social Security Benefits.
Simply go to our websites, grab tickets now.
So last week we found out the consumer prices rose 0.3% in March. And this gain in the federal government's Consumer Price Index matched the consensus forecast of economists pulled by Briefing.com and followed gains of 0.4% in February and 0.2% in January. Gasoline prices were up 1.7% last month. Core inflation rose 0.2%. So that put annualized consumer inflation at 2.7%, less than the 2.9% recorded in February.
April's initial Reuters University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey came in at 75.7, slightly below the Briefing.com consensus projection of 76.1 and down from the final March number of 76.2. Frustration over gas prices may have had an effect.
The Federal Reserve's latest snapshot of a dozen U.S. economic regions reported modest to moderate economic growth overall, with all 12 Fed districts anecdotally noting expansion. For the record, the Fed has described the recovery using modest to moderate phrase in 3 consecutive Beige books.
Friday's AAA's daily fuel gauge report had regular unleaded gas averaging about $3.90 a gallon, down slightly from last week. On the NYMEX, oil lost about 0.5% on the week to settle in at 102.83. Friday, gold settled at $16.60 after a 1.85% weekly gain.
April 9th to the 13th was a volatile stretch for the markets. For the week, the Dow Jones Industrials Average went down 1.61% to 12,850. The S&P 500 was down almost 2% to 1370, and the Nasdaq was down 2.25% to 3011. All S&P 500 sectors lost ground on the week as concerns about Spain's debt and U.S. corporate earnings affected investor outlooks.
Here's what we can look forward for this week. Today, Census Bureau data on March retail sales complements earnings from Mattel, Charles Schwab, Gannett, and Citigroup.
Then tomorrow, reports on March housing starts and factory output come in, along with first quarter results from Yahoo, Coke, IBM, Goldman Sachs, Johnson & Johnson, and Intel.
Wednesday offers earnings from Yum Brands, Bank of New York Mellon, eBay, and Qualcomm.
And on Thursday, first quarter results from Bank of America, DuPont, Morgan Stanley, Travelers, Verizon, Microsoft, Capital One, and SanDisk come in, plus March existing home sales data.
And Friday brings earnings reports from GE and McDonald's.
That's what we're looking at this week. My name is Eric Hagen.
I'm Greg Petrie.
We'll keep our finger on the pulse of the economy and report back to you next Monday.
So please be sure to subscribe and join us then.